YouTube family. Welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're doing a special summer solstice reading. I swear it took me a lot to get it set up. It was impromptu. I didn't really have any of my equipment with me, but I had a couple decks. I had some time to kill, and I was running behind on my weekly zodiac videos. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna just build a little rock tripod out in the woods. I literally was shuffling through half my deck into the water. If you can see, there's like a little creek behind me. So it took a lot to get here, but I really appreciate you tuning in always. Definitely make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. It helps you stay current on the content. I'm going to be making some changes here in the next few weeks, kind of rolling out new vibes. We're just in the summer solstice. So happy summer solstice, everybody. It's such an exciting time of year, right? Like the energy is just pumping, it's going, we're thriving, and it's really such a great time to let our light shine. It's when the earth, its tilt is closest to the sun. The sun is our ego. It's our sense of self, and ego in a good way, right? It's the way that we feel strong and confident about ourselves and who we're putting out into this world, the way that we're letting ourselves be seen, heard, understood, valued, just as you ought to be. So I'm going to do this reading a little bit different since my decks are limited. I'm sorry, I'll try to do my little shuffles up here so you guys can see I'm legit shuffling. Like I said, I threw half this deck into the water, so I'm just going to try to do it gently. I already shuffled, I pre-shuffled, and I'm actually going to pull 3, one for each month throughout this season, this summer solstice season. I'm going to read out of the book, and then I'm going to do some clarifiers via the tarot. So with that, let's get into it. What can we expect for this first month of summer solstice? All right, moonflower, very intriguing. So this is like a very seductive energy. I love the moonflower, especially as it relates to what we've been talking a lot about at this channel, right? So when we connect with our authentic light, we are kind of connecting with that more sensual part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that is, not afraid to create, that is tuning into that feminine energy, that sensuality, the creativity, right, for life. It is governed by Moon and Venus, right? So the way we sense and feel into our environment, as well as the way that we connect to it with love. So the divination meaning for this card is it indicates finding your creative power. I love that confirmation on that channeled message by breaking patterns and rhythms and finding your own way. That has been confirmed astrologically. It's been popping up. Excuse the background noise. I am in nature, but it's surrounded by the freeway, so there might be some added noise in the background. But yeah, the zodiac readings are confirming it. It's all about breaking these bad habits and patterns that are keeping us entrenched in the past. You will attract the allies that are able to help you if you do follow your own way, your own pace, and that is the secret of unlocking your magic. As the moonflower floats in the darkness, aided by her allies of the bee, moth, spider, and dragonfly. It's such a powerful energy, right? Because like we talked about, it is all about that creation potential. And we're all in that space where things haven't been working. We needed to make changes accordingly. And if we're listening to the things that really honor our heart, our mind, our soul, etc., we're going to end up with some really dope things, our manifestations are going to come in. And I really feel in a very big and powerful way. we're not seeing that energy quite yet. And that's kind of where the emotions are getting the best of us, because we're still definitely needing to hammer out certain things, people, places, things in our environment, right? The stuff that is harder to let go of, the stuff that we're more attached onto. But when we do, again, it's that we feel so amazing about it, right? Like, you feel so good, even if it's hard to let something go, when you actually have the courage and the strength to do it. So I love this. Such a powerful energy, such a great way to start off the summer solstice with the sun. You know what these patterns are, so don't be worried about it, you know. Don't be worried that you're not seeing things clearly, or, you know, don't be creating more chaos and illusion. That's also a really heavy energy right now. And honestly, the chaos and illusion is coming from outside people. So really vetting who and what you're dedicating your time and energy towards. It's an opportunity to step up to the plate, and really don't miss this opportunity right now. Four of Chalices talks about how we might take opportunities or situations for granted. It might not be intentionally. We might get too lost in our emotion. We might not believe that we have the power, the capacity to do what we need to do. But we really need to tap into that external potential, right? The Four of Cups is always about focusing too much on the 3 cups and not enough on that 4th cup that's being offered, right? So really kind of dialing in and seeing, okay, like, yeah, it might feel this way. It might feel like I have no potential moving forward, or there's no way out of this situation. Oftentimes, we just have to ask, right? Spirit guides, guardian angels, passed over loved ones, however you understand that. Just ask that simple question, like, hey, help me find a way, help me find a solution to move forward. It's this new beginning, this spark of pure potential. How powerful is this reading, guys? I love it. It took a lot to get here, but it wasn't worth it, right? So Ace of Wands, really tapping into that. The Ace of Wands, I love this confirmation as well, because it is really a sensual energy. Just like I was talking about in the beginning, it's often associated with kind of that phallic energy, etc. But that's really what creative energy is, right? It's that passion, it's that drive, it's that desire. Recognize the places where you might not letting yourself move forward, where you might be a little bit defensive or self-protected. I'm hearing this message is a lot about what you've been dealing with in the past, what has been toxic, what has been overwhelming, etc. You can release it. You can let it go. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward and really kind of sink your energy into what you're building and creating, not what you're leaving behind, okay? Yeah, so I think that some of this grief and pain still needs to be worked through in this first month. That makes a lot of sense, again, with that Moon and Venus combination, right? Because our emotions often present a lot of different things, you know? They can be good, they can be bad, they can be uncomfortable, you know, they can be fabulous, elating, etc. So, you know, it's just kind of riding the waves and riding the storms and figuring out what your middle is, what your balance is, especially through the first month. Okay, so let's get a card for our second month. Highest and best energy. All right, this was not in the water. Ooh, I love this. The Witch's Garden. What a powerful, powerful reading. 33. That deals a lot with, you know, the partnerships, the corroborations we are making, the people that we are, you know, putting ourselves around. That's so key, you know. Really who and what is in our environment really dictates how things are going to manifest. If we're working with people that have our best interests at heart, where there's reciprocity, equal give and take, balance, it's going to create beautiful, amazing, powerful things. And it also makes you feel great, you know, it also makes you feel super good. So you could be finding that perfect person, whether it's romantic, whether it's a friend group or a community group, a business partner, something along those lines, someone that's able to help you like manifest and generate generate your goals. This is all planets. It really reminds me of that world energy. It's all the abundance, right? It's exactly what the first message was telling us, that when we do the work, we receive amazing things, because we are going to be making decisions that are way more in alignment with us, instead of just like catering to the old ways of being. So the witch's garden depicts two primary baneful allies as the lord and lady of the garden, Mandrake and Datura. The lord of Mandrake is in both flower and fruit, indicating the potential and fulfillment of potential, while the lady of Datura has her white trumpet flower wide, delivering divine messages and psychic information. Individually, they each bring their virtues of own planet spirits as written in their entries. Both together are a mix of manifestation and reception. The twin powers to receive information and ideas, then act upon them as a magical force of creation. What an amazing message, guys. Like, that is, I don't know, quadruple confirmation right there on that creative energy. So I do feel like what is coming in, this goal, this manifestation that you've had set forth, it's really going to manifest in this second season. So probably in the Leo month, we're just entering into Cancer. So again, that confirms the moon and Venus energy. And the next season is Leo. And Leo is all about letting that bright light shine. Leos love to be front and center, no shade. It's an amazing character trait to have. And so that's why we're building up this energy, not being afraid. Boom. I love this. This is an amazing reading, guys. The Empress. So coming out on top, no matter what your gender is, okay? The Empress is the embodiment of the feminine, right? That Lady Datura, the reception, receiving, but also the conception, right? She is what manifests that abundance. The masculine is the action principle. It's putting things into practice, putting things into place in order to bring that in. Okay, so I like this. It's coming through the change. I think that especially if you're still having a lot of doubts or fears around what your current state is or how things are moving for you, this message has been coming up a lot in our videos. Really make sure that you're trusting and having faith in the process. There is a reason that these changes are happening, and they might be really big. I know for a lot of people collectively, I've been through a lot over this last year. It's just the nature of the beast, right? We're shifting out of old vibrational patterns so we can really open up the door. So just because there is these bittersweet endings that are happening right now, don't mistake it. Yes, it's loss, it's grief. We still have to do that. But we also have to claim what we want moving forward. And so much of this happens through communication, through this Page of Swords energy, putting ourselves out there, connecting with people, places, and things, opening up new opportunities, new doors, right? Not just staying in the slump of, this didn't work out, or I'm going through so much. Have those days that you give yourself extra love, extra care, extra nurture, right? But also make sure to come out of it and plant these seeds. That's what I'm hearing for the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like when this blessing, when this manifestation comes in, it's going to be like a little overwhelming, because I feel like it's a lot of really good things, But I think that you have to use the energy as well. It's not just happening and then it's like all over, right? It's like the next stage opens up, right? Life is cyclical. It never stops. We never hit this end goal. There's always more to evolve and to grow beyond. And this is going to open up the doors for this amazing abundance. Yeah, new beginnings. And I think it's bringing a lot of beautiful clarity in for you as well. I love that Ace of Swords confirmation. It really talks about, again, like when we work with the energies in a wise, intentional, and very clear way, again, we're really going to open up and manifest what we've been working on, what our heart is desiring. All right, so third month is Virgo energy. Let's get into it. Virgo is all about health, wellness, healing, balancing, you know, making sure that we're kind of staying middle of the road, especially as we're transitioning into the fall. Okay, so of course we get the belladonna, which is like toxic energy. Let's get into her though. But you know, again, she also has this very, I mean, to me, I don't know. Well, belladonna is toxic. We'll get into that just as a plant. But, you know, she is very powerful. And it's interesting because it's through this alchemic balance of, you know, her sense into the spirit world, tapping in. I was going to say that in the past message. I feel like there is going to be heightened awareness, heightened sixth senses, intuition, gut feelings. If you are really looking to grow and evolve your psychic abilities, this is a really great time to do it, you know, putting in the work. She is that, you know, really powerful and beautiful balance between the masculine and feminine, the Mars and the Venus energy. And she's also ruled by Saturn, Saturn and water, right? So it's like when we have to be willing to, you know, again, do the work for the sake of it, and really like listening to ourselves. You know, how often do we sense something and then don't listen? You know, we have to learn 4 or 5 times, right? So let's look at her meaning. Okay. When this card appears in a reading, belladonna opens a gateway into a new realm, right? That psychic realm, a new breakthrough through. Though she acts as a guardian of the gateway, asking if you are truly ready to step through to the other side, leave whatever attachments no longer serve, cutting their cords. Each step towards her, towards the gate, is a deepening of your commitment to your spirit. She is attended by 2 angels of death, one on either side, holding her foliage over the gateway. The branches of belladonna are literally a crooked path, and each flower embodies the enchantment of the stars in the darkness. The gateway itself is the gateway of the moon, and like the high priestess, she holds the gate. Beyond are the mysteries of the witch's Sabbath, as over the gateway is the goat head of the master of the Sabbath, and the witch's broom that gives flight to our travels. Now, you don't have to necessarily ascribe to any rituals or pagan practices. I'm not promoting anything scandalous on this channel. It's, you know, all about the love and light here. But I really do love ritual and ceremony. I think there is something really powerful about it. And honestly, it can be as simple as setting an intention with our mind, right? Saying a prayer, lighting a candle. You know, those are ritual in and of themselves. We often don't think of it unless we put a lot of intention behind our practice. But I feel like this gift that is coming in for you is amazing, and it is powerful. And I feel like Spirit is asking you to level up through this. I do hear that there are those openings. We got that confirmation with the belladonna energy. It's very witchy. It's very magical, you know, and it does really carry us to the other realms. But we also have to know how to handle that power, right? So if you come into a position where you are getting everything you want, or you're making a bunch of money, or you have a higher status, higher position, make sure to use it with integrity, with honesty, with, you know, a moral compass. Don't use it to kind of muscle or bulldoze people, you know, manipulate, control, etc. That's when we let our power get in the way of such a beautiful and powerful gift. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so Three of Wands. So this is really the culmination coming into being. The Three of Wands is watching our ships come in the traditional tarot. So it's like you've done the work and now you're seeing what is bearing fruit, which is really powerful. Wheel of Fortune, double confirmation on that. It's pure abundance. You know, I definitely feel like if you are looking to make some more money, if you've been doing a side hustle, if you've been putting a lot of work, time, energy into something, it's starting to bear fruit 100%. You could be either dealing with this King of Swords energy, so someone who's just really smart, really analytical. You know, if you are working business, finances, this is someone who's giving you really smart guidance, direction, you know, accountant, lawyer, you know, just someone who has a lot of schooling, a lot of education, or is like really well versed in their field, stocks, investments, real estate, etc. And not that it has to just be about money. Abundance comes in so many different forms, right? But this is someone who I feel like is coming alongside of you and actually helping you to empower what your manifestation is, you know? It's like, and I don't feel like there's someone that's trying to take over. I feel like this is actually someone who's like supporting you, complimenting you. This is amazing, guys. This has been such a dope reading. This illumination card, it's an extra card in this deck, but to me it really is that connection with our spiritual illumination. So definitely we are leveling up through this summer solstice energy. You know, make sure to put your best foot forward. Do everything you need to do in order to support that. You're going to be really busy, especially come fall. Fall is all about harvest season, right? It is when our gifts, when our blessings come into fruition. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. I tried to make it in a decent enough time. We did it in 20 minutes. Hooray. I hope you have an amazing summer solstice. I really appreciate all the love and support to the channel. Just know it blesses my heart. Definitely give big thumbs up. If it resonated, drop comments below. Let's build and grow our community. All right, have a fabulous day. Thanks for tuning in always. Lots of love.